Haridas Varyo Yad Rama Krishna Charana Sparsha Pramodah Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganayo Sayorya Paniya Suya Vasakandara Kandamulaihi Mukam Karoti Vachalam Panghum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you again for coming. I'm grateful to the temple management here for giving me opportunity to serve. Thank you to ex-Seattle Vasis. Balan Prabhu, Sharda Mataji. We're missing Dayalu Radha here and Avanija. And thank you for hosting us here. And thank you to all of you taking our time to come. And nobody tops Mahaprabhu. That's our line in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. For us, our whole and soul is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we'll be discussing about him. So our first prayer is at his lotus feet, at their lotus feet. They are right in the balcony or box, sitting and hearing their own glories. So first prayers to them, prayers to all the acharyas who came after Mahaprabhu. And Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I got to lift it a bit. So is that okay? Yeah. Is that fine? Hare Krishna. Prayers to all the acharyas so that we can please them by our discussion. We can inspire all of us and also get a little bit push in our spiritual life. Hari Bol. We are discussing this series from Navadvipa to Nilacala about how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took that step to go from Navadvipa to Nilacala. And why are we doing this? Of course, first thing, that if he had not taken that step, we would be just busy with Teslas or something else, iPhones and Teslas and other asmitas. We talked about asmi means I am. Asmita means I am that ness. So now we can have a I am Tesla, I am iPhone, I am this, I am that. I am PhD, permanent humility deficient. I'm speaking about myself. So we can have so many asmitas. If Mahaprabhu had not taken this step, he took that step. He had no reason to take that step actually. He had a wonderful devoted wife and mother. He left everything, traveled all over India, isn't it? He went south, then went north, even went to Maharashtra. And then inspired what? Cherry picked, if we can use that word, or selectively picked the soldiers in his army, the six Goswamis primarily. So then they followed him. After them, Narottam Das Thakur, Srinivas Acharya, they followed. And after them, the parampara goes on. Bhakti Vinod, Bhakti Siddhant, Bhakti Vedant, right? All these, all are Reverend Prabhupads. They came. And we are sitting in cowboy country, right? Yes. Cowboy country and worshipping the one who is the real cowboy, maybe Krishna. Was it possible? Was not possible if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not have taken this step. So this is first reason why we are trying to understand what happened. Second is, Mahaprabhu wants us to give the culture through his step, that not only we do Janma Sarthak Kori, that's first step. Because Janma Sarthak can only happen because of bhakti. Why? Because we are the part and parcel of Krishna. So like a traveler when he goes here and there, but in the eventual last moment he thinks, Arey, let me go to the home. Something happening here. The screen went. Hare Krishna. The recording went to like I want to. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Rama, Hare Hare. Okay.
So the screen actually, like, it has to be bigger, like when it is recording all the things.
Oh,
It has to record Prabhuji's, right?
spotlight.
Spotlight.
Put the V1C screen. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, because we are part and parcel of Krishna, we are spirit souls. So, Pantha Swa Sharanam Yatha. Just like a traveler gets the really sukoon, santosh, when he comes back, right? He or she comes back. We may plan, but in the end, we think, oh, when will the home? When home will be there? So, like that, our journey will rest only when we are with Sri Krishna. And that thing is possible only through bhakti. Bhakti revenam nayati. Bhakti only. I'm seeing some flashes here. It's creating some sense of enlightenment while I'm not enlightened.
What's that?
It's a Zoom issue. Okay.
No, I don't think it's a Zoom.
So, just no.
Maybe we'll go ahead and let it create some enlightenment issue. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Shabji? Yes. Now it is realized.
Both sit here.
So, bhakti eva enam nayati. Through bhakti only we can go. When Krishna, go towards Krishna. Bhakti vashaha purushaha. Bhakti reva bhuyasi. Oh, the purushaha, Bhagwan, is controlled by bhakti only. However, Mahaprabhu wants to give us the culture what? That not only we do Janma Sarthakari, but Para Upkar, a culture of concern towards others. Like we expect people should have concern towards ourselves. Mahaprabhu is telling, expand that circle of concern for others also. And this Prahlad Maharaj is indicating in his teachings to his demonic friends. How interesting. He says, Tasmat sarveshu bhuteshu. Tasmat sarveshu bhuteshu. Dayam kurata sohridam. Dayam kurata sohridam. He is telling, therefore, for all the living beings, living entities, do what? Daya. Second, sohridam. What is sohridam? Friendship. Same heart. What's friendship about? The person understands the heart. So, Sauhridam. Do these two things, Sauhridam and Daya. Bhavam Asuram Unmuchya. Bhavam Asuram Unmuchya. Yaya Tushyati Adhokshajaha. Yaya Tushyati Adhokshajaha. So, do that because from this Adhokshaj, Krishna will be pleased by getting rid of your asuri bhav. We can say, हमारे पास तो है नहीं. We don't have asuri bhav. But then Prahlad Maharaj's teachings are for us also. Little asuri bhav is there. One such asuri bhav which is very common is asuya. What? Asuya. Anybody knows the English meaning of asuya? Envy. In Sanskrit we break down it as Guneshu dosha avishkaranam. In Guna, we invent dosh, faults. That's crazy. Everybody has Guna. Why do we need to invent and discover faults? But that's Asuri Bhav. In the commentary to this verse, Vishnu Chakri Thakur writes that if we do daya and sohrid while we are practicing bhakti? What if we do daya and suhrid while we are doing our own bhajan? It will make the bhakti so sthira, stable. Kind of extending, because we are helping our acharyas and they will bless us and make it so sthira. So these are the two things why we are doing this seminar. First, to understand how did we come here, because somebody took that bold step there, Mahaprabhu. And second, to learn the mode of this giving concern towards others, because it will make the bhakti so sthira. In our own ways, some are front end, some are back end, isn't it? Like in the war, what happens? The aircraft happens, drops the bomb. And then the, what do you call it? Artillery people, they come and do dishkyam, right? So bombs are also needed, artillery people are also needed, then the cavalry also needed, then the nurses are also needed, those who will bring the wounded soldiers, isn't it? All are required. We have to figure out our niche, isn't it? And in fact, that's the mode of a very healthy and upbeat bhakti. We need love, we need well-being, and we need creative contribution. What? We need love, which is the spiritual love, our connection with Krishna. Then we need well-being, bodily well-being. Without body, nothing can happen. Mental well-being and social well-being. And finally, we need a creative devotional contribution. Sometimes when we find we are going through rough patches of life, it might be because we have not figured out a creative niche which will make us wake up every day with a gusto. Oh, I'm going to contribute it that way. And we have often seen that those who have found a particular creative niche, it spills over the other aspects of the devotional life, like their hearing improves. Chanting may improve also. Relationship improves also, because they feel they are contributing. Someplace there was one person and going through rough patch was advised to start a cooking channel because they were good in cooking. Started and could feel the change already, because otherwise there's something holding you back. How can I contribute? Isn't it? Life appears to be very stagnant. So we can all figure out our own contributions. We ended the last discussion with an interesting story of Man, transcendental anger, in which Sri Radha was transcendently angry at Krishna. Now, we talked about it that this anger is not like the normal anger, like roos jana, root jana. No, this is very deep philosophy. It's a philosophy of union and separation, or hide and seek, divine hide and seek. Krishna also does it with us. Sometimes we will find, oh, the chanting is going so smooth, I can just chant 108 rounds. The other day, Baba, 4 rounds only is a problem. Hide and seek. And we have to hold through these valleys and plateaus of our devotional life. But in spiritual world, this hide and seek Krishna does, so as to churn the heart. What was the song we sang last time? Vaako hridaya heta. Oh, his heart is crooked. So he does the churning. And Man is like a transcendental separation, isn't it? Because if one associate of Krishna is doing anger, transcendently angering towards Krishna, it's created what? Separation, isn't it? Now the union will be even sweeter. So this was the Leela we did last time, where Krishna had to wear what? Attire to finally release Sri Radha of the transcendental anger. Anybody remembers? Yogi Sannyasi. He's a prince. That was the title last time, a prince or a yogi sannyasi. He's a prince. He's another Baba Kuar, right? In holy song we sing, which we'll perhaps do on Saturday. Itate ai kuvar radhika, utate kuvar kanai. Kuvar means prince, but he became a yogi sannyasi and he goes to beg to do something. He, in a very interesting manner. What's the interesting manner? First of all, he asks Radhika that you have to give me a vow that you will fulfill what I ask. That's a good strategy. Ask the vow first. And then the vow was asked, I will give, I will give, I will give. Radharani had to repeat 3 times. Whatever you'll ask, 3 times she said, I will give you. And what did Krishna say? Give up your anger towards Nandana Krishna. So she had promised, so she had to give it up. And no sooner she gave up the anger, he took off the Chadmavesh, the covered dress of a yogi sannyasi, and became what? Prince again, Nandanandan Krishna. But for that little time, he was a yogi sannyasi, right? And that's how we began the discussion last time. We were finding out where was Gaur Leela in Krishna Leela. Where did Mahaprabhu appear in Krishna Leela? Was that the only time? No. Today he will come many, many times in Krishna Leela. In fact, Prabhupada also says in 1973 in Bombay, in a lecture in Nectar of Devotion lecture, Prabhupada says, Krishna wants to be controlled by Yashoda Mai. Krishna wants to be defeated by his friends. Krishna wants to be refused Radharani's darshan. This is what is happening, isn't it? What did Radharani say? I will not. Nothing black. Anything black, I have nothing to do with it. This is churning the heart. In Padyavali, Rupa Goswami explains this, which all of us know in the material parlance. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, isn't it? This is a translation perhaps of this verse. We repeat after me. Sangama viraha vikalpe, Sangama viraha vikalpe, Varamiha viraho,
Varame viraho,
Na sangamastasya.
Sangamastasya.
Vikalp means option. If you are given the option of union and separation, Varamiha, best is viraha, not sangam. Why? The reason is given. Ekah sa eva sange,
Ekah eva sange,
Tribhuvanamapi,
Tribhuvanamapi,
Anmayam virahe.
Tanmayam virahe.
In Sangha, union, Sange, Eka eva, that personality, the 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional personality in front, one. But in Viraha, what happens? Tribhuvanamapi, the entire world becomes Tanmayam. Dit dekho tit sham. Because you are searching for that person in Viraha. And that's why in ISKCON and in our Gaudiya Sampradaya, all of the Vaishnava Sampradaya, sometimes disappearance days are celebrated with much more enthusiasm. Oftentimes there are disappearance days, no appearance day also. Why? Because of that. The Acharya is now becomes even more Vyapaka. Earlier he was through that body, but now in searching for that Acharya, searching for that personality who left the body, we are searching everywhere. That's what Prabhupada is saying. When Radharani is angry, she refuses to allow Krishna to see her. She has ordered the Sakhis, don't allow Krishna to come here. Then Krishna flatters the Sakhis, kindly let me go. No, sir, you cannot go. Prabhupada is writing. This is Krishna. Prabhupada is explaining that this is how he does hide and seek. So we saw the first blueprint of Gaur Leela in Krishna Leela through this Man Leela. Now we have to go to Barsam to find the second blueprint. Devotees can also become Bhomkesh Bakshis or Sherlock Holmes to find out the imprint of Gaur Leela in Krishna Leela. And this is the place near Barsana. How many of us have been to Barsana? Many of you. Daily in Prakata Vrindavan here, Radharani is brought from wherever she is to Nandagram to cook for Sri Krishna. Because of the blessing she has been awarded by Durvasa that whatever she will cook will be ambrosial, whoever will eat will be healthy, wealthy, and wise. And just everybody loves Sri Radharani. Now, where does Radharani stay? Barsana is the birthplace. And of course, after her marriage to so-called Gopa, they call it so-called because it's just a Leela which is happening to increase the ecstasy of Krishna's pastime. It is Yavat. Barsana is birthplace. Yavat is what you call Sasural. How many of us have been to Yavat? Anybody? Very sweet place. Very, very sweet place. And there are actually times in which she is in Barsana or she is in Yavat. Like June, July, August, those who have small kids, we can figure it out. They are in India. Or those who have graduated, they are in India. So there is also a timeline. What's the timeline? Magh Shukla Tritiya. Magh, we know there's a month. Magh month. It's a very cold month. Prabhupada would say, Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya Sitoshna Sukha Dukkha. So the example of winter is the Magh month. Cooking in winter or taking a shower in Magh month. Cooking in the Vaishakh month. So Magh Shukla Panchami is the very famous festival in Vrindavan where we wear yellow color. You know that festival? It's the appearance day of Vishnu Chakri Thakur. Vasant Panchami. Vasant Panchami. 2 days before is Maghi Shukla Tritiya. From Magh Shukla Tritiya to Vaishakh Shukla Dvitiya, Radharani is in Barsana, almost for 3 months. Why I'm telling this? Because next time you go to Barsana in this time, there will be a big festival. Vaishakh Shukla Tritiya, we all know it's also a very famous festival in Vrindavan. Something we'll also do on this Saturday in elaboration. But it's a festival where whatever activities you'll do, it will be multiplied many, many folds. Akshay Tritiya, isn't it? Vaishakh Shukla Tritiya, Akshay Tritiya. It's the only day where Banki Bihari shows his lotus feet. And to him, devotees give silver flutes and silver ankle bells and silver vetra, you know the vetra, the lakuti with the Lord as an offering. So, Magh Shukla Tritiya, 2 days before Vasant Panchami until 1 day before Akshay Tritiya, she is in Barsana. And from Akshay Tritiya to 1 day before Rath Yatra, she is in Yavat. So one saint reached Barsana on Rath Yatra day, and he was greeted with pomp and show. Why? Because on the Rath Yatra day, Radharani comes back again to Barsana. From there to the Dwadashi before Kartik Purnima, she's again in Barsana. And then she goes back to again Yavat. So Yavat, Barsana, Yavat, Barsana. Now, in the Prakat Leela, when she was not married, she was in Barsana and she would come daily to cook. Who would bring her? Kundalata. Now, I'm not just telling these names to just throw various names, but just like we know Jeff Bezos and who? Musk or Musk, whatever Musk, or the other people, right?
Yeah.
We should know about them. Whole Bhagavatam is to know the spiritual personalities, isn't it? We know X-Men and Superman and all those things. But why not about them? That's the reason so many names are given. In Nectar of Devotion, we'll see devotees of all categories. Why? So that it enters our consciousness, our remembrance, our recollection. Kundalata is wife of Subhadra, who is the son of Upananda. Who is Upananda? Brother of Nanda Maharaj, who is father of Krishna. So how is Subhadra related to Krishna? Mental ability question. Sa jana, yo janati, sa pandita. Cousin. So it's sister-in-law, correct? So Kundalata daily goes to bring Radharani and Radharani cooks. But today something wonderful happened. Yashoda took the hand of Radharani and said, "Now, there is an interesting person, and I think you are a marriageable age, so we should get you married." Who is that interesting person? Krishna. And Radharani is thinking, "Mar gaye." In the sense, now the independence will be lost. And already we are not sure about Krishna, how he frolics and plays. But before she could say something, her hands were done. Pile. Pile, mustard color, turmeric color, and that is quite deep color because they were all organic at that time. So the hands were done yellow, and then she was asked, why when you go, just ask your parents if it's a good idea. She said, "What's a good idea? You already did." Now Lalita and Vishaka are walking on the side and they're thinking, "Phas gaye. Your independence will be lost, and we will also then become dependent. We are telling you, Barsan is little bit distance away. Do something about it." So what do? They see a pond. So go near the pond and do the cleaning Leela. And she's trying to clean, but it's quite gehra color, quite deep color. And something else is also happening because in the heart, she's thinking what? What is she thinking in the heart? Maybe it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. Roj ki matha pachi. Daily we have to do all the, maybe it's a good idea. So what is happening? While she's doing the leela of removing the color, the virah of the heart is also coming out. And the color of virah is also yellow. Saffron. Saffron color also represents, it means flame, the Agni. It also means virah, separation. Separation from the goal. So charge towards the goal. How can we charge towards the goal if we don't have separation towards the goal? Correct? If you feel the goal is reached, good luck. If we feel separation from the goal, that's so that, and only we'll charge towards the goal. So here, Sri Radha is thinking, it was a good idea, but then she's rubbing also. So deeper yellow color is coming, and it comes out. Finally, hands are clean, but the pond is turmeric yellow. But this is special color. Why it's a special color? Any guesses? Well, in spiritual world, everything is special. So color has a fragrance. Like we say, Sone pe suhaga. Do we say that?
Yeah.
In material world, is it possible? No. Wear it. The sweat will tell whether it is Sone pe suhaga or not. But it was fragrance, and who attracted that? Who was attracted towards that fragrance? Sri Krishna. He is called Kunja Bihari. Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Bihari means what? From Bihar? No. Well, could be. But here Bihari means Bihari, who wanders. Shamsundar Prabhu asked Prabhupada, what we should do in Vrindavan. Prabhupada said, what? Just wander. Become a Vihari. Yeah, that's what many saints do in Vrindavan. Now, when I stay there, I could spot out few devotees. Every day, if I go to Shamsundar Mandir, they'll be there. Next day, if I go to Radha Damodar, they'll be there. Then you Radha Mandir, they'll be there. Arey baap, your timing ho raha hai kya? Are you doing some timing? No, it's their vow to go to all the 7 temples daily. Bihari, just go take darshan of the Thakurji. That's their bhajan. That's their way. So Krishna comes, he's attracted, and he's Kautuk Shiromani. He's curious. And he tries to dip his hand, turns yellow, and then he thinks that why only hand? Let's do full dip. 1, 2, 3. He does it, comes out as what? Gauranga Mahaprabhu. The yellow rang is now, he's not Sham Kishore, but he's Gaura Kishore. He's Gaur Kishore now. And this is exactly what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, Radha pranaya vikritir alladini shakti rasmat ekatmanav api bhuvi pura deha bhedam gatau tau. They have become two. One only, Shakti and Shaktiman. But for the pastime, they are two, eternally. Chaitanyakhyam prakatam adhuna. Now, adhuna, today, Chaitanya. Somebody called Chaitanya has come. Chaitanyakhyam prakatam adhuna. Tadvayam chaikya aptam. He's become one. Who is he? Exactly this Leela. This Leela doesn't come in scriptures. As far as I know, I haven't seen. This is through tradition. Radha Bhava Dviti Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. I bow down to this Krishna. He's Krishna only, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Radha Bhava Dviti. What is Dviti? Abha, right? Color, complexion. Of what? Radha Bhava. Because the color which has come out to color the pond was what? The bhav of Radha's heart. So this Leela is kind of revealing Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's words. Mahaprabhu came for external and internal reasons. The external reasons was what Yuga Avatar time has matched. So every Yuga, some Avatar has to come. Kali Yuga, there will be some Yuga Avatar chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But then Mahaprabhu came, Yoga Avatar, he also came to distribute holy name, but normal holy name? No. Aiche Nitya, Aiche Prema, Aiche Haridhvani. This is not ordinary. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya characterizes Chaitanyera Srishti A Prema Shankirtan. This is Prem Shankirtan. This is not ordinary Hare Krishna mantra. That is why when we are taking Hare Krishna mantra in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is imbued, special. Prabhuji was telling that here Kalachandji, there is a specific recipe called tamarind
Drink.
Tamarind drink.
Yeah.
Tamarind drink. And Prabhu was telling only 4 people know. Some 2-3 people know the recipe.
Yes.
That's secret, right? Whole menu, but that punch of tamarind. And I think that's world famous here. So for what Mahaprabhu did in the entire menu of the Hare Krishna mantra, injected Prem. So it's Prem Sankirtan. First reason, Hare Krishna. Second, putting, it's a Prem Sankirtan. Third, to help us understand and follow in the wake of Brajvasis. Especially those who are servants of Sri Radharani. Anarpita Chari Chirat Karunaya Vatirna Kalo. These are 3 external reasons. But then there are 3 internal reasons, which will bring us to the third footprint of Gaur Leela in Krishna Leela. What was the first footprint? Man Leela, correct? Second footprint, Pili Pokhar. For the third footprint, we have to go to Dwarka. Now, sometimes people say it's Krishna. Krishna is separate in Dwarka, different in Mathura, but he is one Krishna only. It's not like Brahman is different from Krishna. Depends on how you look at Krishna, how you approach Krishna, he will reveal accordingly. So in Dwarka, he has a different Abhiman. But in Mathura, he has different Abhiman. And Vrindavan, he has different Abhiman. But after all, he is Gopijana Vallabha. So sometimes he feels like Vrindavan, Krishna in Dwarka also. So Vishwakarma and other people, they create Nava Vrindavan there. Shantoja. So that he can assuage his heart. This Nava Vrindavan may have different dolls of Yashoda and Radha and Gopis. Priya Bhagavatamrita explains about this. How Krishna changes his dress when he goes inside the Nava Vrindavan, and then thinks that Yashoda Maiya has a makhan in his hand, so he picks up, but it's just a doll, so on and so forth. In that Nava Vrindavan, there is a jeweled wall. What? Wall of jewels. And Krishna, he goes and he thinks, चलो देखते हैं, let me see what all have Vishwakarma created in Navrindavan. He is Kautuk Shiromani. So he comes across a very interesting jeweled wall. And what happens? He sees himself. So we say together, Aparikalita Purvaha
अपरकलिता पूर्वः
Kaschamatkar-kari
श्रवणकार्यकारी
Spurati mama gariyan
स्फुरतिमगरीया
Esha madhurya puraha
एष माधुर्यपूरा
Ayam aham api hanta
अयम् अभिहन्त
Prekshayam lubdha chetah
प्रेक्षणुच्चेता
Sarabhasam
परवसम्
Upabhoktum
उपभोक्तुम्
Kamaye
कामे
Radhikeva.
राधिकेव
Ari, I haven't seen this before. Aparikalita purvam. Kash chamatkar-kari. Chamatkar, astonishment. It's looks very astonishing. What? His own mirror reflection. And seeing it, even I am becoming lubdha cheta. Means, oh, my chitta, everything entire is, drooling over it, right? Like people would drool over beetles. When they would come, 4 beetles, not the Beatles. Paul McCartney, George Harrison, John Lennon, and Ringo Starr. People would think God has come in 4 forms. Chaturvyuh. And in fact, somebody commented that their popularity has even triumphed over Jesus. They got quite a backlash for it. But people would drool, mad, even Elvis Presley. Why to go there in India? I had gone to some other country, Israel, for some time. And then I was thinking, kahan vegan milega, vegetarian prasadam. Anyway, so there was one person and he told me, I am vegan. Oh, thank you. Anyway, it's such a problem eating alone. I got some partner. So I said, why are you vegan? You know what he said? Shahid Kapoor is vegan. Ayyo. Because he is vegan, you are vegan. Tomorrow he flips, and there is high likelihood people can flip, right? We don't have control over other people. They will flip. So, truly, here Krishna is ruling over himself. We sometimes also rule over ourselves. And best example is airports, washrooms. You see people looking at all the angles and keep looking at the angle in which they look the best, according to them. Haven't you seen from all angles trying to, and then they get locked to a particular angle. So maybe that tendency is there. Ayam aham api hanta prekshya. After seeing, even I have become lubdha cheta. And what do I want to do? Upabhoktum. I want to feel it. Kamaya, I desire it. How? Radhika eva. How? Radhika eva. Like, who is he now? This bhav is which bhav? Gauranga Mahaprabhu. This verse is written by Rupa Goswami in Vidagdha Madhav in Act 8. And Rupa Goswami quotes it again in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. So, Mahaprabhu wanted to taste. And Chaitanya Charitamrit mentions it. 3 reasons, 3 external reasons, isn't it? Radhaya pranaya mahima kidrisho va na yaiva. Radha pranaya, the love of Radha. Pranaya is something even more than love. How is it? And Madiya yena bhuda madhurima. My sweetness, how is it? First of all, how is her love so special? How is my beauty so special? And third, her love is special, my beauty is special. Third is, how is the special sukh which she gets? Saukhyam chasyam madhanubhavatah. What happened because of this? Tad bhavadhya. Having that bhav, Radharani's bhav, he came as Harinduhu in Shachi Garbha Sindhu. Shachi Mata Everywhere they use Shachi Mata, and they won't say Jagannath Mishra. I mean, they won't be Garb, but Shachi, Jagannath Mishra, Bhavan. They don't use like this because the names which are connected to moms are the most special. Last time we were talking about it, that there are some generic names of Bhagwan. Dinanath, Artinath, whatever, not Artinath, Dinanath, Arthabandho. That's okay. Then there are some personal names which are connected with Leela, Govardhan Dhari, Gopi Janavalla. However, there is a special place for the name connected to mom. And that's why even though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes sannyas, he goes and does Dandvat in front of Shachi Mata because that's a tradition. Papao, dur raho. The fathers can, the sannyasi is allowed not go in front of father, but mother, at least the respect. So, third footprint, isn't it? First was that Man Leela, second was Pili Poka Leela, third was Nava Vrindavan Leela. Done? No, Teen Tikada Kaam Bigada. We have this saying, right? No three. It's just a saying. We'll go for the 4 footprint. And this is connected to a very, very special place in Vrindavan. How many of us know about Seva Kunj? This used to be a very large area near the downtown of Vrindavan, we can say, where Goswamis associate with each other. How much ever we are practicing in seclusion or reaching out to other people, we always need association. Whether introvert or extrovert, association is must. Because otherwise, where will be Krishna? Or otherwise, we'll be with mind. And devotees are always careful. So even the Goswamis, while they are staying in their different kutis, they would come and discuss in Seva Kunj. Now Seva Kunj is limited to a boundary walled area near the downtown, and it's fantastically beautiful. They have done really wonderful to preserve it. Greenery is there in the middle, and all around the periphery, they have made small sections in which they are growing flowers, rose, and also bringing geese, rabbits, birds of different kinds, just to create that atmosphere of Vrindavan, because everything else has been converted into concrete. And in the center of the place, there is a Rangamahal, where there are no deities, but a Chitrapat, a Chitra, Seva Kunj. So let's go to Seva Kunj. We go to Seva Kunj, and the Seva Kunj path goes forward, turns like this. Turns like this. On this side is Radha Damodar. On this side is Radha Shyamsundar. But don't go that way. No sooner you come out of the Seva Kunj, take a small turn. And soon you'll hit a dead end. Now you'll wonder what's going on. But it's not a dead end. There's a small door which is like the rabbit hole, right? Alice in the Wonderland, rabbit hole. Small hole. But you enter into, whoa, you come out outside into a different world. This is the back door of the famous place of Gaudiyas, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and would look at Jamuna and chant under an imli tree, tamarind tree, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Imli Tal. But Imli Tal, 5,000 years ago also, is connected with a footprint of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Radha, again Man Leela, transcendental anger. Sri Radha is on the other side of the Jamuna in Mansarovar, and she is chanting Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna turns blackish in complexion. And Krishna, here, separation from Radha, is chanting Sri Radha's name. He turns into Gaur complexion. And all the gopis come to this part because the gopis are telling Sri Radharani that how can you act like this to Krishna? He is sulking there. And he's chanting your name. So they come here and they see the Gaur form of Krishna. So the fourth footprint. And this place is so very special. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur would say that I eternally live in this place. When he came there in his pastimes, he was saying it was not managed that well. It was under the control of some other temple. And it was a powerful place because it is a Sanatan Goswami established the Gaur Nityananda deities there. If we go to Imlital, we'll see Radha Gopinath. We'll see Gaur Nityananda. And we'll also see now a deity of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And we'll also see the deity of one of his disciples, Bhakti Sarang Goswami Maharaj. Bhakti Sarang Goswami Maharaj came there and Bhakti Siddhanta appeared into his dream saying that nobody is taking care, you should do something about it. So he did something, established a Gaudiya Math here. And he is very closely linked to our Srila Prabhupada. He gave Brahman Diksha to Srila Prabhupada's sister, Bhavatarini Mataji, or Pishima. Pishima is like father's sister, that's the word in Bengali. And when Prabhupada quit and he was doing full time, was contributing full time, Bhakti Sarang Goswami Maharaj told him, oh, you come to Delhi, because he was editing Sajjana Toshini magazine. Bhakti Vikas Maharaj has written in detail in Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhav. And he wanted Prabhupada to take over because Prabhupada had good English and good composition skills. He was master in this. And he thought that why not Prabhupada take care of Sajjan Toshini? This was started by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, the magazine, in 1881. Now, just see how Prabhupada thinks. Prabhupada would say, we should make the magazine more exciting. He suggested just to the standards of Illustrated Weekly. They would think, here is this person who has 2 worn out dhotis. But his ambitions to spread Krishna consciousness were extremely lavish. Prabhupada was not having much resources at that time, but always chasing the rhinoceros. In fact, at that time, he also started a course, and we'll be amazed to know the name of the course if we haven't heard. The course name was Learn Bhagavad Gita and Become a Strong Man. But there were no takers. Those were the time. This place is also associated with another Bhakti Siddhanta's disciple called Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, who would always chant. He would go to 3 places, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, and Vrindavan, train the trainers, preach the preachers, but always chant. And somebody complained, he's always chanting, not doing any seva. So Prabhupada, Bhakti Saraswati Prabhupada, he wants to encourage everybody. Everybody has different pinda. And he said, bring out an ad in the newspaper that we'll pay somebody who will chant 24 hours. There were no takers. Nobody came forward. So that's also service. In this way, we see that there is footprint of Gaur Leela in Krishna Leela. And we talked about, right? We enter from one side of the Krishna Leela, we'll reach the Gaur Leela. We'll enter from the Gaur Leela, we'll reach Krishna Leela. And Mahaprabhu came in a mode of devotee, as a mode of bhakta, with all his 3 internal and 3 external reasons we talked about, so as to inspire us to become sanmukh. What? Sanmukh, turn towards Krishna in a very gentle manner. The example is given of the backbenchers. You know backbenchers? Many of us, all of us, India, the backbenchers, the bench is full of graffiti. They are eating samosas in the pachodi behind. And I would remember because by some fortunate or unfortunate circumstance, we were made the monitor. You know the monitor? Tough job. So as to make sure everybody is behaving properly, and no sooner you go to the backbenchers, you'll say, oh, halla gulla happening. They're eating, not bothered. Seems like in Kali Yuga, it's only backbenchers. Nobody sitting in the front. Mahaprabhu comes behind. Mahaprabhu comes behind and tells the backbenchers, make your graffiti, take this gupchup also, pani puri, take this whatever, pizzas also, just chant. I'll do your homework. Imagine those kind teachers who would do our homeworks just for our sake. So Mahaprabhu is that Audarya avatar. Vrindavan or Mayapur, all of these dhams have sprinkles of sweetness, sprinkles of Aishwarya, sprinkles of Audarya. Three things, right? Madhurya, sweetness. Compassion, Audarya. Aishwarya is greatness, opulence. All these three dhams have it. Krishna Leela doesn't it have Aishwarya? Of course, you cannot kill somebody by just sucking the milk. Doesn't happen, should not happen. Doesn't have compassion? Of course. Kamba Dayalum Sharanam Brajema. That person who came to kill was given the position of Dhatri. So even in Vrindavan, we have all these three. Madhurya, Aishwarya, Audarya. But what triumphs? Madhurya. It's Narvat. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Dham, it is also sweetness is there. He comes to Kolavicha Sridhar and says what? Keeps bargaining. And Kolavicha Sridhar is also similar, to drunkards. The blessing he asks is that for eternity we keep bargaining. That's sweetness. Doesn't have Aishwarya? Of course. When Mahaprabhu shows Mahaprakash Leela, forget about Mahaprabhu. One of his associates is Bakreshwar Pandit. Dances for 72 hours. Who dances for 72 hours? Not of Aishwarya. But the triumph is of Audar. Patra apatra nahi dekhi. And that's why we sing Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. The songs have been shared. Daya Karo More Toma Vina Ke Dayalu Jagat samsare Toma Vina Jagat samsare. In this prayer, he is asking for mercy from all the acharyas. Aha Prabhu Nityananda, Premananda Shukhi, Mosama Patita Prabhu, Aha Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatar, Mosama Patita Prabhu Na Paivya. Then he's catching Nityananda. Then he's saying Advaita Acharya. Then Srinivasa Acharya. Everybody. And devotees and Bhaktivinoda Thakur then also write how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nitai, they can get beaten up, yet still they will give you praying, isn't it? Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Acharya Amar Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Acharya Amar Nachare Amar Nachare Amar Nachare Amar Acharya Mama Nitai Chaitanya Acharya Mama Nitai Chaitanya. Keep playing. So Mahaprabhu was once sitting and teaching the students, and people, he was saying Gopi, Gopi, Gopi like that, and the students said, hey, pagal ho gaya, he's gone mad. And Mahaprabhu ran after them, reprimanding them. And these gopis, not the students, complained about Mahaprabhu that we knew him, what has happened to him after he has come from Gaya. He took initiation there. Well, even before Gaya, he showed his form to Tapan Mishra, saying him that, don't tell anybody. I'll reveal my Sankirtan pastimes later. Then, when Mahaprabhu is doing Sankirtan, one Brahmana says, I want to take darshan. But Mahaprabhu won't allow anybody who has a different rasa. So he takes his Janeu, breaks it, and curses it. Curses Mahaprabhu that you won't have a good family life. This made Mahaprabhu think that I have covered the net of my mercy everywhere. Only few people have not been able to accept it. So what is Mahaprabhu doing? Cast the net of compassion, concern far and wide. Acha, who are the persons who are not taking it? Mayavadi, Karma Nishtha. It's not there. Karma Nishtha. Kutarkika Gana. Kutarkika Gana. Nindaka Pashanti. Nindaka Pashanti. Paduya Atama. Paduya Atama. Mayavadi. Karmanishta. Oh, we'll work till we foam. And Utarkika Gana means who are just after argument, argumentum ad infinitum. Then Nindaka criticizes. Asuya, Guneshu, Dosha, Avishkaranam. Gunas are there, but we have to invent faults. Then Pashanti, the atheists. And finally, these students, Paduya Adhama, the lowest of all the students. They have not been able to come in my net. So I should do something. Keha keha edaila pratigya hoila bhanga tasavadu bai te patiba ki churanga. I'll create some ranga. Ranga means like drama. I'll create some drama. To do what? To baite. To even cover them. And that is why Bhakti Vinod Thakur had to say, Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole, Acharya Marma, Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole, Acharya Marma. Doyal to nai hai, Doyal to nai hai, Doyal to nai hai, Doyal to nai hai, Emon doyal to nai hai, Amar ke prema de. In Hindi we'll say, Mar kha ke prem dete hain. Get beaten up but give prem. Ore अपराध दूरे जावे पावे प्रेमाधान ore विचार तो नाई है विचार तो नाई है होना में अपराध विचार तो नाई है ताई चैतन्य बोले तेरे अमर नाम तेरे अमर ओया ताई चैतन्य तेरे अमर नाम अपराध दूरे जाबे पावे प्रेमधन. The अपराध will go and पावे प्रेमधन. And here in their name, aparad vichar to nahi hai. They are so merciful. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya. However, the ruchi must be there. Takhon Krishna name ruchi habe ruchi bevandhan. Takhon Krishna name ruchi habe ruchi bevandhan. Anurakto habe hai. Anurakto habe hai. Anurakto habe hai. Anurakto habe hai. Krishna name Anurakto habe hai. Krishna Anurag will happen. Then Anurag comes. Bhuchibe bandhan. The bandhan will be lost. And Sapalta, with which we started this session today. Bhakti revainam nayati. Only with the bhakti, the success is there. ताको नया से सफल हवे जीवे जीवन because if the safal is not there, what it is? Miche, which means just useless. जीवन तो मीठे है कृष्ण रति बिना जीवन तो मीठे है and once this will happen, Vrindavane Radha Shamir Pave Darshan. Because it's only through Gaurang Mahaprabhu. He said, through Gaurang Mahaprabhu entered the Krishna Leela. We found the Gaurang Leela's imprints in Krishna Leela. Now we enter through Gaurang Mahaprabhu's pastimes, and especially the sannyas pastimes, which we'll see tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and on Friday. Hope is we'll approach Krishna, isn't it? That's why sometimes said we should chant before Hare Krishna mantra. What mantra? Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. When will that happen? Vrindavane Radha Shamir Pabe Darshan Gaur Kripa Hole Hai Gaur Kripa Hole Hai Kripa Hole Hai That's our hope. That's through Gaurang Mahaprabhu we can approach Sri Krishna and Sri Radha. Mahaprabhu's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sannyas pastime is treating us, telling us that how he took sannyas not only as to savor his bhajan, but also the reason he was giving is to drown the others, isn't it? Padoya, Dhama, Mayavadi. So through his sannyas pastime, he is telling us the principle Yukta Vairagya, isn't it? Yukta Vairagya is utilize everything in service of Krishna. But Yukta Vairagya must rest on Vairagya. Because the definition of Yukta Vairagya is Anasaktasya Vishayan. First, there should be no attachment to iPhone. Then only we'll use iPhone for Krishna service, isn't it? Otherwise, we'll justify the use of iPhone, isn't it? Anasaktasya Vishayan. For somebody who is not asaktu Vishayan, and then Yatharham Upayunjataha, then he or she uses it. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagya Muchyate. But prapanchikataya buddhya, if the prapancha buddhi is there, covetousness or whatever, and hari sambandhi vastunaha, want it, but then giving it away. If the desire to enjoy is there, but then giving it away and it can be used for Krishna service, that is Phalgu Vairagya, or in Hindi, Phaltu Vairagya. But Mahaprabhu is teaching us Yukta Vairagya. However, by taking sannyas, because he is not attached to things, he is not attached to his fame and popularity as sannyas. No. He is telling us Vairagya is the step on which, or the foundation on which Yukta Vairagya must be built. And what is the foundation for Vairag? Anurag, love. We talked about Vairag is the Vishesh Rag. So if attachment to Krishna is not there, attachment to spiritual principles is not there, then Vairag will be Damadon. It will be Shmashan Vairag, isn't it? 2 tears there, Shmashan, and then out 2 beers. From tears to beer. It's very flimsy. So Anurag is there. And when Anurag is there, we understand how we have been bequeathed, given or gifted this beautiful process of Krishna consciousness. And we'll end with this one song, Braj song, which talks about this Anurag. Simple Leela, simple pastime, but explains to us, oh, can we just be, can we also appreciate what our acharyas have given us, revelations of Krishna Leela. Prabhupada would say, right, in the night, Krishna book and hot milk. Even if you don't drink hot milk, but Krishna book is important. I found this song in Silicon Valley. One of the kid was learning this song through Kirtaniya in India. And he was performing in front of me, like different tal. And I was mesmerized by the lyrics. So it is his handwriting. His name is Madhushrava, which is another name for Balram. And I just told him, can I take a picture of it? It is such a beautiful song. So we'll sing together. याते भई अबेर मैया याते भई अबेर मैया याते भई अबेर मैया याते भई अबेर मैया Oh मैया, Yashoda is asking, why were you so late? All the mothers ask, right? Why were you late? How do you say in Telugu? Meeru cheppandi. No? I will take some time to learn some. Right now I was learning only Meeru and Nubu. But cheppandi. Tell me why. But she will not say cheppandi, she will say cheppu. Why were you late? So he's telling, Yate, because of this reason, Aber means late, delay. Happened, Maya. What was the reason? Avat bhai gai, avat bhai gai, ek gaiya, avat bhai gai, ek gaiya. आई हसी बन फेर मैया जाई हसी बन फेर मैया. As I was coming, एक गैया, one cow, she just went into the forest. It's all drama. Only one cow. Why one cow? One cow, just she, as though she had a mind of her own. So she went. And then what did we do? More drama, he's saying. दौड़ ग्वाल सब के पाछे दौड़ ग्वाल सब के पाछे. Gwal, the cowherd boys are just running after just one gaiya. So now intelligent person would say, what happened to the other gaiya? And what they are trying to do? पकड़न की कर आस मैया पकड़न की कर आस मैया. They are trying to catch her. Simple Leela, right? But because it is coming from the heart of pure devotees, it does something. And Mahaprabhu created this entire revolution. Helped Goswamis or taught Goswamis the Bhakti Rasas, escaped Vrindavan. For what? So that we can be Krishna conscious. So Krishna is telling all of them tried, Maya, nobody was successful. And Balram though, not successful. But I did something. Chad kadam पीतांबर फेरियो चढ़ कदम पीतांबर फेर. Got it? I climbed the kadam tree, took out that, waved my पीतांबर. आई गई मोह पास मैया आई गई मोह पास मैया. मेरे जैसा कौन? Who can be like me? I just climbed the kadam tree and just did like, and they have, as the receiver was there and the transmitter, and it matched and she came. And then I did something else also, Maya, because she had gone there, so must be, little tiresome. मैं चुचुकार पीठ कर फेरियो मैं चुचुकार पीठ कर फेरियो. Do we know about chuchkar? We sometimes do like to the cow. like that. Puchka, chuchka. So he's doing in front of Maya and telling, oh, she was so tired. You know, I'm so compassionate. All drama, all so compassionate that I called and then I'm doing chuchkar. It was interesting when Madhu Shava was singing, he would sing, Main choo choo car. So his father will tell, no choo choo car, chuchka, no choo choo. And I did something else. Lahade lai lagai bhaiya. Lahade lai bhaiya. Cows have their heart. Where is their heart? So imagine a cow, and then at the neck there is lalari, we call it. You know, the neck, the English, I don't know what we call, a non-translatable. And where that hanging flap of skin meets the front two legs, at that intersection is her heart. So that is why, if we have to get more mercy of the cow, even go a little bit below near the front legs, but there is a high chance that she may kick. So better, thoda upar is fine. And Krishna is saying, Maya, I was doing like this. Now, what can happen if mother knows all drama is happening, but he's saying all these things? So what will happen to mother? Batiya sonat rasik pritam ki. Batiya sonat rasik pritam ki. Man puli jasomati mai maiya. Man puli jasomati. She's happy. Very happy. Jate bhaiya ved. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Yate Bhaiya Ved Maya, Yate Bhaiya Ved Maya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jai, Gaur Premanande, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Questions, thoughts, comments, reflections, protests?
So Anurag, Vairagya and Yukta Vairagya. But the base of Vairagya is so difficult, especially living in the States. Because here it's very mechanistic. So any solutions?
Yesterday, we were discussing about a Khatvanga moment, the teachable moment which comes in our life, maybe through crisis or maybe to something. And they come. The moment which talks about nivritti, not pravritti. We have to do pravritti, but then sometimes the jolts do come, but they pass away. So best, in my understanding, that's what, to have those nivritti parayana around. So that when those teachable moments come, they will tell us, that's a teachable moment. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. Because they are very less in our lives. So that is one thing, because they will be coming. So to kind of capitulate over them. And in general, labho jiveta yavata. In Hindi, there is a saying in Braj, व्यवहार का सुख थोड़े में है, विस्तार में नहीं. व्यवहार का सुख थोड़े में है, which means the happiness of interacting with the world is in limit, not in expansion. Because expansion means, as we talked about last time, it will result into, remember this, what we talked about? What is this called? Abhinivesh. Avidya, Asmita, Rag, Dvesh, Abhinivesh. Stuck, right? Because Vistar means it keeps on going, right? Tesla Model S, Y, S, 0, that truck, who knows, a plane will also come. Vistar, if it is needed, great, but Vistar can be reduced. That's two things which come to mind. You want to share something from your experience?
Well, Vista is everything. In America, Vista is everything. Right?
I was just coming in the car and I was telling with Prabhu, America, everything is spectacle. The movie is spectacle. Area spectacle. 2 lanes? No, 4, 6 lanes. I mean, flyover. And I was seeing so much grasslands around this area. I was telling Prabhu, 5 years only. The fields we are seeing, right? Even 5 years before, even that was not there here, isn't it? So, what to do? World will do their own thing. We can do our own thing. At least we can reduce the vistar and do more vistar in such things. Jate bhai ager maiya. We can do the vistar in our investment in spiritual topics, spiritual association. That's something. Thank you.
Or we can do Vista by building more temples. Seattle.
That's also Vista. Oh, Seattle now. Bothell, they take a. Yeah, and I.
Offer.
Yes, and I heard that His Holiness Harivamsa Maharaj just announced that the Bhakti Studio in Seattle will be the 4th temple. Yeah, so more avenues for, in fact, that's said in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1 of the instruction given is not to undertake big projects. But then Jiva Goswami writes, if it is for Krishna, the commentary, then it's okay. Thank you. More thoughts, comments, reflections? Jate. Yes.
Just a generic question. Like, say like, you have to work for the pleasure of Krishna, like Radharani or the associates are always thinking about the pleasure of Krishna. And then Krishna, so like in a sadhaka form or in your experience, you might have also come across many elevated devotees in Vrindavan.
Mm-hmm.
Like how do they or what do they do to what kind of sadhana do they do for the pleasure of Krishna? Like or what do they experience within?
What do they experience within? I do not know. The symptoms are given in Madhurya Kadambini. If the sadhaka is on bhav stage, what will happen? Like in bhav stage, one will start getting the blueness experience of Krishna. Not the entire picture, but wherever he is blue. Then wherever he is white. Where is Krishna white? Teeth, corners of the eyes, nails. The pinkness of Krishna. Where is Krishna pink? Lips, palm, and the lotus feet. So that thing is described. And in Prema state, what will happen? That sudden jolt of Krishna's vision, and all the ears and eyes and everything want to become eyes. Very hard to imagine. It's like all senses want to become eyes. Then Krishna will release the fragrance. Everything want to become nose. Krishna will play the flute. Everything want to become ears. Perhaps like this would be happening to some of the saints, but they don't reveal, because if they reveal, then there may be a big locha. Isn't it? Such things are quite private. Now, what was their sadhana? Different sampradayas, different sadhana is there. We took some seminar series in Silicon Valley, who's who in Braj, who all are doing what from what sampradayas. So we covered a little bit about it. You'll be delighted to know that there was a very strong Andhra connection between Braj. Almost all the acharyas from Andhra Pradesh, and which I believe majority here. One of the cardinal sadhana is Nam sadhana. Everybody of mantra and Nam. Mantra is given during the Diksha. So different sampradayas, different mantras. They do chant. They're different Guru mantras like we do at Gayatri. But the cardinal is holy name. And I think predominant in Raj, we see this name is prominent. Which name? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That's the main sadhana. Eat minimally, eat to live and not live to eat, and orchestrating the times of the day so that morning times are reserved for sadhana, like that standard. And I have seen it all across, and Nam sadhana. So these are few things I can share. Of course, deity worship also, but name is predominant.
How is our chanting pleasure to Christians?
Oh, we just have to do the toggle switch. You know the toggle switch? Vaisheshika Maharaj says we have a toggle switch here. So you can imagine there's a toggle switch. We think we can change our consciousness to recite that thought in our mind that we are chanting for their pleasure. Instead of how can we chant for their pleasure, first of all, we have to do the toggle switch that we must chant for their pleasure. See, it's a different thing. How to? We must. Now, when we are doing we must, that we must chant for their pleasure, then the how will follow through, right? Attentively, then lovingly, then maximum rounds in one place. So it first is not how. First is just changing that we must chant for their pleasure. And by the way, when we do that toggle switch and the day we are struggling, still it's okay. Why? I'm not chanting for my enjoyment, right? Even we are घसीटा मार जैसे कहते हैं ना, struggling, I'm doing for them. It's not for my enjoyment. They'll be happy if I fulfill my obligations to my guru. Isn't it? So it's a toggle switch. Does that help you? So changing it to be in that mode, and then the other things will follow through. We'll take step how we can do it for that lesson. Thank you for good questions. More thoughts, comments, reflections?
One more question.
Yes, Prabhu.
So I asked you this last time when you were here, and again I'm asking the same thing.
Hopefully I remember.
We need more preachers
I
here,
know.
and we have not been able to cultivate preachers. We are cultivating devotees, but how to speak like you? Maybe you can train everybody how to speak like you.
Ayo.
You
you
become
come on. You have touched so many hearts in Seattle. And when I came there, I could see how many people are inspired. Still, many people look forward to your visit there. And you're inspiring here. I think you should open the preaching training RGTPT. Radhika Gopinath Prabhu Preaching Training.
Thank you. Bless.
Hare Krishna. Well, we are all trying. All of us have. Krishna has given us different things. You can just dovetail it to the best of our capabilities, and that concern, I think, is most important. Some of us can crack jokes in every 5 minutes. Some of us can give very analytical class. Some of us can give very musical class, whatever it is. However, one of the teachers said, the most important is concern. Have the concern for people. And concern is a well-wisher, not that they should become our followers. No. Concern, we are connecting. We are also connecting. So one of the preachers' good prayer is that the time we sit on the Vyasasana, Krishna, use me like anything. After that, I can be just like a tiny insect somewhere. I think that's a good prayer. So being the instrument to inspire others, and the cardinal quality there is concern. So how do we increase the concern? I think the beach which our gurus have given to us, if we just chant sincerely, concern will come. Isn't it, Prabhu? Concern will come. And then we'll go to our GPPT. More thoughts, questions, comments, reflections? Any reflection? Something which stuck with you? Yes.
Question. Very nicely narrated circular path of Krishna Leela into. So a curious question in my mind. Is there scriptural evidence of this, or is it extraction by the acharyas?
हमारे पिता पता है ना सारे स्क्रिप्चरल एविडेंस दिए विदग्ध माधव एक्ट 8 DRS 2.1.127 आई थिंक 2.1217 और इमलीताल चैतन्य चरितामृत I can give you the chapter also. Okay, and what else? Pili Pokar Leela is tradition. But then the reference is Chaitanya Charitamrita 1 Adi Leela 1.4. And then Radha, the three internal reasons, Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi 1.5. So all of them. It's there here if you want to borrow it. So it's all that's what we are from Shastras. Thank you. More thoughts? This side has been quiet for a while. Any reflection? Any thought?
I want to thank you for
Hare
taking us to Vrindavan,
Hare Krishna.
covering all the places. It really felt like, all the Leela is happening.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So we end here.
So can you make an announcement?
Ah.
We have our farm produce.
Yes.
People can take some. It's called Gongura.
Gongura. It's Gongura Achar is also there.
Yeah,
Right?
Gongura, they can make achar like this. We just harvested this 2 hours ago. Before the class, we harvested it.
Wow.
So please take it and give a donation to Radha Kala Singh.
So this is Gongura.
It's Vrindavan Gongura.
This is Vrindavan Gongura.
It's called Andhra Queen.
And it's called Andhra Queen.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay, and we have some books. Something which I wrote. It was released few months ago. The Forest of Love, which is a historical novel about Vrindavan. It's dedicated to 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. It is following the footsteps of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Jaiva Dharma. How there is a fictitious character like you and me who finds his way by meeting the Goswamis, and he meets Akbar, Man Singh, and none of the history is tampered with, because all the historical references of Persian farmans, land records, who all lands. Raghunath Das Goswami bought the lands near Arit. You know Arit, where Arishtasur was killed. That became Radhakund in 1545. And how Jiva Goswami presided over the building of Govind Dev temple. It took 14 years. So none of the history is tampered with, but we have created characters like you and me, so we can find what it means to be in association of spiritual teachers. So maybe it will be a useful peanut chutney for the main course of Srila Prabhupada's books. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for your very kind attention, and thank you to all here virtually also. And I don't know how you'll get the Gongura. Andhra Queen.
That's the concern.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna, we are closing Zoom.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram.